3 months with us, and you are up $6,000, I believe. That's fantastic. How are you feeling about everything? How's that going for you?
I'm feeling pretty good. Honestly, kind of relieved. It's been nice.
What makes you feel relieved, man? Tell me more about that.
Well, it's just, kind of at work, been feeling a little, say, I guess, trapped, This is just, if it's the first time in a long time seeing some new options opening up for me. I'd shoot my wife. She keeps asking me like, why am I stressed all the time? And I'm like, well, I have no choice. I got to deal with this like every day.
Yeah,
Hey, David, how you doing?
there we are. Hey, man. Good to see you. We've been chatting for a little bit, but we're finally touching base here. That's great. Good to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday. How's it going?
Not too bad. It's been kind of a long week, but we're here.
Groovy, man. Well, thanks for taking the time. Really appreciate it. You've been with us now here at EA Automatic for what, like 3 months with us, and you are up $6,000, I believe. That's fantastic. How are you feeling about everything? How's that going for you?
I'm feeling pretty good, pretty good. Honestly, kind of relieved. It's been nice.
Gotcha. What makes you feel relieved, man? What's tell me more about that. What's the relief coming in?
Mm, well, it's just, kind of at work. Been feeling a little, say, I guess, trapped,
Mhm.
and this is just, if it's the first time in a long time I'm seeing some new options opening up for me.
Great. So how are you feeling? Kind of stuck at work? Like what's going on there? Tell me more.
Well, we've had some new management come in, I think about like 8 months ago now. And just ever since then, it's been a nightmare. They've been micromanaging everything. Their expectations are just wild. It's really just turned over completely. It's a really toxic environment now.
That sucks, man. I'm sorry. I hate micromanaging. That's like, dude, I know how to do my job. Like I don't need you over
Yeah.
my shoulder every other second. So like how bad are we talking? Like are they like right in your face? What's going on?
It's pretty bad. It's gotten to where like just on Sunday nights, I just really don't even want to go in. Leading up to it, I just feel terrible knowing what I'm about to be stepping into at work. Get some really bad anxiety, just I knowing I got to go back. It's not a good feeling anymore. I don't like being there.
I got you, man. That sucks. That's it's no way to live when your job is sucking all the life out of you. Have you thought about just quitting and looking for something better?
Uh, I've thought about it, but I've got a family, I've got a mortgage, my car payment, insurance, and I've even got like a little side business I've been trying to work on. And I just really need the money. I can't just walk away. I've got to have something lined up first. Uh,
Yeah, man. We're all sometimes we're stuck to our own lives, kind of like almost like a golden handcuff situation, if you will, you know.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm 30 years old, good salary, but it really feels like I'm like a hostage to my own bills. Created this little wall, can't get out of it now.
Yeah, man. Well, like, have you looked for other opportunities, other jobs? What are you doing?
Yeah, I've looked around a little bit, but everything in my field really pays about the same, maybe even a little less. It's not a bad spot that I'm at, but switching jobs, it means starting over. You got to sort all that new stuff out. You got to figure out your vacation days, the 401k if you're wanting to set that up, and it's a lot. I'm not really looking to go through all that right now. It's just a little too much.
I totally get you, man. Like you're kind of stuck because you need the paycheck. My dad was in the same situation because he had a certain medical condition, so he was stuck with the same company forever because he couldn't. He wanted to start his own company, but he didn't want to be uninsured with a family and all that, so he was just stuck with the same employer for forever. So I totally feel you there, man. Just you're just stuck because you need that paycheck.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I completely understand. I'd shoot my wife. She keeps asking me like, why am I stressed all the time? And I'm like, well, it's I have no choice. I got to deal with this like every day. It doesn't stop.
Yeah, man. So, all right. So, when you found EA Automatic, what were you thinking? Like, how did that fit into this stressful situation you got going on?
Well, I was one day I was sitting there scrolling through Facebook or Instagram or something like that. Yeah, it's what I do in my downtime detoxing.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and I came across your ad, and I thought to myself, like, what if I could do this? What if I could build up just enough passive income so I ain't got to rely on this job so much? Maybe I could put a little bit more into my side business, get the ball rolling on that or something, just anything.
Yeah, man, I got you. Just you're building like an escape tunnel, if you will, something to dig yourself out of that.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I started doing the math on it. If I could generate just an extra 2 or 3 grand a month consistently, all of a sudden I've got all this stuff that opens up, get- like I said, get the ball rolling. Just
Yeah,
having that little bit is going to help.
like what stuff are you trying to open up? What kind of options you want to deal with here? What are you looking at?
Uh, you know, just yeah, like being able to take a lower paying job or something like that, something that's a little less stressful, or
Uh-huh.
telling my boss to shove it, that'd be nice. I've been thinking about that for, well, since he got there, really, the past 8 months have been a pain. It's a nightmare.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's a classic country tune, man. It's one of my favorite old tunes right there. You can take this job and shove it. Um,
Yeah.
being financially leveraged in a bad situation, that can be tough. So that makes sense that you're just trying to kind of dig yourself in. So more importantly, you're 3 months in now with us here at EA Automatic, and $6,000. That's just about 2 grand a month. So where's that put you in terms of those options you're talking about, or paths forward?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's helped me get caught up a little bit. I mean, 6 grand in 3 months. If that continues, that's 24,000 in a year. And it's not exactly, I'm gonna quit my job tomorrow money, but I've had some breathing room. I've been able to put stuff to the side. It's just, it feels a little bit more relaxed now having this stuff.
Absolutely, man. Like having that breathing room and not living check to check, being able to think long term and be able to make smarter financial decisions really does change everything. So, how is knowing that how has that affected your day to day work now? That everything's changing. Are you more relaxed, or what's going on?
Oh yeah, more relaxed for sure. Way less stressed, my boss actually, he pulled his usual nonsense last week like he does, yelling at meetings, blaming everybody else except for himself for his screw ups.
Sounds familiar.
And yeah, and I normally just sit there, I'd be, kind of mad, feeling powerless, that's the boss. You can't really do anything about it besides listen to him. But this time I'm sitting there thinking, just keep it up, man. Every month I'm building my exit strategy. And he's over here yelling at everybody, digging his own grave, and it's not gonna last.
Yeah, man. It's sometimes it's not really even necessarily about the money. I mean, don't get me wrong, money's important, but it's more the freedom that the money represents. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's about not feeling trapped anymore. Even if I'm still at this job, 6 months from now, knowing I'm actively building an alternative, it makes everything a lot easier. So I can just sit there and think about, what's to come. Yeah, I'm not stuck anymore.
Got you, man. Yeah, that's the true psychological freedom, if you will. Like not being burdened by all that. So before you started with EA Automatic, did you try to build an escape fund other places, or is this your first go? Tell me more about that.
Well, Yeah, I looked into a few things. I actually had a friend of mine almost talked me into real estate,
Hmm.
and that it sounded really good. I was really interested in it, but once I started digging, I found out you just need huge amount of capital. You got to get your licenses. You actually got to go take a class, and I really didn't have the time for all of that. And so, I started up this side business that I've got going on, but that also takes a lot of funding, a lot of time. Got to get a lot of licenses and paperworks and city approvals, and it's just a lot. It felt like I was burning the candle for both ends.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, man, real estate can be good, but it does often have a high bar for entry, and that's kind of that can be rough. And then of course, God forbid if you get a terrible tenant or anything like that, it can ruin you. You get a tenant with the wrong cats, and all of a sudden you're
Yeah.
replacing subfloors and all that kind of stuff. Um, so you needed you needed something that you could generate some income with without adding more stress to your life, and that's what brought you to EA Automatic.
Yeah, exactly. It seemed like a good setup that y'all had going on. I really liked what I saw when I originally found the ad. And, the last thing I need is something else that demands more time and energy, and y'all's system, it really just it runs itself. I check it in the morning, check it at night before I go to bed, and that's it, really.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So many of our clients, especially at first, can't help themselves by checking 50 times a day. I'm like, it'll be okay. So that's cool that you're already down to the twice a day check-in. That's pretty chill.
It's nice.
And given that you got this new exit strategy, you're not being burnt out. One question though, how's the wife feel about it? That's often a tricky thing to navigate.
Yeah, well, thankfully she's been really supportive through all of this. She's seen how work's just really been burning me out, and she's actually kind of excited. The possibility of me being able to make a career based off of my decisions and what I want to do, and not just clocking in every day just to get the bills paid. I've got a family. I want to spend some time with them too.
Dude, good man, good man. I'm glad that you've got a good relationship with your wife and that you're talking with her, and it's really important that she's so supportive too, man. That's really great for you. It's not all guys have that deal. Sometimes the wife wants to micromanage things too. It's like almost like having another boss instead of a partner. Um, so has she noticed a change in your stress levels?
Oh, shoot. She said something about it like a week or two ago. She said I have seemed a little bit more relaxed, standing up straighter, a lot less defeated. So I guess it has been showing a little bit. Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. So you're feeling a little less defeated. You got a little more chutzpah, if you will.
Yeah.
So that's great. You got a plan now. You're less defeated. So what's the goal? What would financial freedom look for you and your wife?
Oh, financial freedom look like. I think like if I could generate like 3 to 4 grand a month consistently just from this trading, I could take up to 30 to 40 thousand dollar pay cut and still maintain our lifestyle. And with that, that opens up so many jobs, so many different opportunities, and allows me to operate freely, just how I want to. And it's I can pick up some jobs that I've been ignoring just because they don't pay enough, whether it's something I enjoy doing or not.
That's great. Yeah, man. If you can do, and then if you could, work for less but still get by, you could do something that you're actually into, and then it doesn't feel like you're working at all if you're doing
Yeah.
something you love. That's pretty great.
Oh yeah, yeah. And there's actually this nonprofit I've been following for a couple of years now, and it really hits close to home. I really care about what they've got going on, but the salary is like 60% of what I make now. And with that passive income coming in, I might actually be able to get to do a little bit of work with them this go around.
Wow, man, that's great. That'd be great. So you could actually make a difference in your community, sort of deal. I love that, and that'd be growing every month. So 6 grand in 3 months is really just the beginning. If you keep compounding, don't forget about how powerful compounding is.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, that's what I've been counting on. Every month that that it passes, it goes through, I'm closer to being able to tell my boss like what I really think about him, you know?
Go and shove it. So if
Yeah.
someone came to you with a similar situation to you, they're trapped in a job that is less than ideal, they're feeling somewhat financially helpless. What would you tell this person?
Uh, well, I think I'd probably tell them something along the lines of that staying miserable because they need the paycheck, it really is a choice.
Hmm.
And there's a bunch of ways out there to change your situation, and it can take time, and you got to build your financial freedom while you're still stuck,
Hmm.
but you don't have to wait until everything's perfect to start. You just got to go out there and do it. Take a chance.
Gotcha. You don't have to wait till everything's perfect to start. Yeah, man, I love that. That's powerful advice. That's super factual. Better to get going today. Don't be a procrastinator, if you will. But I like how you said it.
Oh yeah. Well, thank you. And you don't have to. Sorry,
No, it's all
because I
good.
waited months being miserable before I did anything. I really wish that I had started on this sooner.
Hey, it's all good. You're doing it now, and 3 months in, 6 grand up. That's not so bad. And you've got a real exit strategy that's starting to take shape. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, you're telling me. I mean, for the first time in a really long time, I actually feel hopeful, optimistic about where I'm going in my career.
Oh, dude, that warms my heart. That's good to hear, man. Thank you for sharing that with us. Really appreciate it, Nick. Um, Thanks for talking with us today. I keep building that financial freedom. Good for you,
Yeah.
man. And I hope things go well with the nonprofit. I hope you're able to do that and help people out. That's fantastic. I love to hear people that are giving back to the community. It's really important. If we take care of the person next to us, all the rest works itself out. So yeah, thanks for the call, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. And of course, thank you, David. I really, really appreciate this opportunity that you've been able to present me with. And I really hope it keeps going well for you. I mean, obviously, it seems like it is, but I'm really appreciative.
We're doing our best. We're doing our best. Have a great day, Nick.
Thanks. You too, David. I'll see you around.
Take care now.